So good morning, everyone. Today is Friday, June 17, 2022. Time is 11:02 a.m. This is a special meeting agenda to continue our fiscal year 23 budget deliberations. This morning, we are considering the Kootenai County Fairgrounds. Attending are Commissioners Duncan and Filios. Commissioner Bill Brooks is excused. Do we have any changes to the agenda? Hearing none. First item, fiscal 23, budget review. And I'll turn it over to our director. Go right ahead.
Good morning, Commissioners.
I'm sorry, yep, there you go.
Yeah, make sure your thing is on, Alexia.
Okay. Good morning, Commissioners. The North Idaho Fair Board would like to request $150,000 for the FY23 annual transmittal. We are asking for this amount as we desperately need to fix a leaky roof in the Jacqueline building. This building is one of our most rented and highest earning buildings on the facility. For years, we have patched and sealed, but the rain this year we have experienced, our efforts have not been quite adequate. So with receiving one quote thus far, that came in at $160,000. So we will continue down that path of what will be the best option to fix the problem. The Jacqueline building is home to many fundraising banquets throughout the year. It's the home of several livestock shows, youth shows, not just for this county, but youth from the Western United States all show there. In fact, today, if you go out, you'll see the building in action with 2 show rings concurrently running. It is an event free to the public, and you'll see hundreds of kids showing their livestock. And since many of these kids, like I said, are not necessarily from this area, this is a major economic driver. It is imperative that we can fix this roof. Some of you may know and not fully realize what all this facility has done for our county during the last year throughout this pandemic and in other ways. We've been called to action multiple times and rose to every occasion. We were the home of the Office of Emergency Management for several months. We were a field hospital, or set to be one, although it was never called to action. It was there and set and ready. We have served as a testing site for many, many months. Then we were a vaccine site for many months, and we even served as a treatment center. In addition to those things, we continue to be an evacuation site for emergencies for this county and adjacent counties when needed, whether it's flood, fire, or animal abuse cases. We are continually called to service and quickly jump and rise to the occasion. I think these are things that you all as commissioners could and should be very proud of and boast about of what this facility does for you. In the last year, the pandemic, through CARES Act, we received less than $9,000 in support. Through ARPA funds, we received $0. We continue to find ourselves begging for funds and receiving less than what we asked for year after year.
What did you get from CARES again?
9.
Oh, 9.
$8,500. Less than $9,000.
That's fine.
Okay. Once again, I ask that you please do not dismiss this ask. We ask for so little in the grand scheme of things, and truly do offer our community something that should be an asset, whether it's weddings, funerals, or a safe house in the time of emergency. We have served and continue to serve you, commissioners. So for these reasons, I do humbly ask for $150,000 to be kept in the request for the FY23 budget.
Okay. Leslie, questions?
How old is the building?
So this building was was donated to the facility. It was once upon a time the distribution center for the Odom Corporation. And it was out on the prairie, so it was donated and reassembled. Oh my goodness, I'd have to look back at what year it actually was erected, but I think it was in the 90s.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying, like, you didn't put a new roof on it 10 years ago.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so
No,
that's all.
it has not received a new roof, period.
Yeah.
So it's the
patchwork.
original roof?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're asking for $150,000, but the quote that you got for the roof is $160. So I presume you're going to be using some of your own funds. Or you're going to try to get a lower quote.
I presume if we do not get this funding, we will have to use our own funds to correct the problem. I cannot have, we had one banquet where we had buckets out, and it's embarrassing. It's not acceptable.
Sure.
Is that the largest building?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Go ahead.
Hopefully we'll have more quotes. We've only received one, so
Yeah.
we're really hoping we can get into that $150,000.
Okay.
Well, and I'm thinking that I guess you have to get 3 quotes because it's between 100 and 200. If it was over 200, you had to go open.
Yep.
Okay.
And we do need to probably make a commitment on it sooner than later, not only because it's failing, but also because that building is already booked out for the majority of 2023. That's how
Yeah.
full it is. So we need to block off that time.
Okay. All right.
Right, so I think we can,
You want to move on to the second item?
yep.
Okay, go on to item 2, your favorite. Everyone's favorite. Jerry's favorite. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, item number 2, allocation of the Kootenai County Fire and Rescue lease funds. So it was quite some time ago, and you guys are already well aware of this. We've talked many times where KCFR and the Fair Board came together to create a 50-year lease for a 2-acre parcel on the facility in the southeast corner that was rarely used. It was used for parking and one event that was out there. The estimated loss of revenue over the 50 years came to this $367,800. Of course, through the course, it was not acceptable for the Fair Board to enter that because it is county property, so you commissioners then replaced the Fair Board's name with the county's name. We are asking that being this is lost revenue the Fair Board would have earned over a 5-day fair of 50 years, and we're now a 10-day fair over 50 years, that you release the $367,800 to the Fair Board so we can use that money as we originally intended, which is seed money for our master plans and our capital campaigns. I cannot get these off the grounds or fix the facility to the state which the community needs it to be in without going that route. It was a deal that made sense. Had it ever gone this direction, I don't think we would have pursued that deal. It really does give us what we need to get off the ground and create the event center that our facility and our community has been asking us to bring them.
Sure.
We have not built anything on there new
Right.
since the 80s.
Okay. I had a question. Okay, so when you mention loss of revenue, were you deriving any revenue from that particular location?
Parking during the course of the 5-day fair
Okay, go ahead.
and one event that was held out there every single year. That is what we took to create that, come to this number that we felt was a fair market value.
Okay. So.
Yeah, and we looked at fair market value to ensure that we were in line, but kind of used our lost revenue as more of the benchmark. And as Alexia said, that was over the course of the 5-day fair. Parking, we're now a 10-day fair, and we sold out parking almost every day last year. So we know that it's, a small amount.
Sure.
So that loss of revenue, as you calculated it, was over a 5-year period? Is that correct?
50.
50.
50
Oh,
years.
50-year period.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sorry.
the life
Okay.
of the lease.
Okay.
And it's pretty conservative. I mean, we wanted to be good partners with
Sure.
Kootenai Fire as well, since they're,
Yeah, it's tax dollars and it's going to help the fair anyway, because you probably could save money on not having an ambulance there all the time, maybe.
they have to, there's
Potential.
definitely advantages to having them closer to us.
Sure. I'm fine with the amount going to the fair for capital projects. I think because of the way the lease is written, that I'd be more comfortable if it was split in two, and half now and then half a year from now when the building is actually finished. Just because in the lease, it talks about they can give us a year's notice and then it's prorated. So whatever they didn't use, that we have to give the money back. So I guess the other thing that I would want to make sure is is the county going to be on the hook for that, or is the fair going to give the money back if somehow they do take back their lease
Well, the
before 50 years?
lease was originally written between the Fair Board and Kootenai Fire, so we are aware of that and prepared should that be.
Okay, good.
And to split it between now and a year, what's the reasoning for a year? I mean, if you're concerned
Because the
about-
building will be done.
Okay, but there's no I mean, they're bonded and insured and everything, they've broken ground, so there's no stipulation in the lease for payment. It was signing of the lease and then breaking ground.
Sure, but just the fact that they can still give us a year's notice, they're more likely to not ever do that when the building's finished. So that's all. That's just how I'm looking at it.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Thoughts? Go ahead.
I disagree with the reasoning, but, they're committed there, you know, as I said, they broke ground, they're licensed, bonded, and insured for the entire build-out, and it's in their long-range plans. Have sold other properties, and I don't want to speak for Kootenai Fire, but I know that they will be there for 50
Okay,
years.
so now your request, going back to item 1, the 150,000, did that assume that you would get the 150,000 from the county in addition to the 367,000?
Yes,
Both?
yes. The 367,000 was meant for capital projects, and I know the Jacqueline Building is a capital project. However, this was for the master plan and campaign, so you need matching funds when you're going for grants, whatever it is. We would have to
Okay.
be able to confidently obligate funds towards a grant in order to even be awarded well.
What did we give you this year? Was it 150?
no.
80,000.
120.
Oh, 120, yeah.
Oh,
120,
120, okay. Okay.
I think that was out of fund balance, though.
A portion of it was, I believe it was $80,000 was the transmittal piece, and the remaining fund balance. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong there.
I can't remember which year was which.
Do we know?
I think it was all property tax from what I'm seeing here.
Okay, so it was levied, okay. Okay. Leslie, do you have any other thoughts?
Nope. I was prepared to take some action today, but I guess you don't want to do that.
Yeah, Bill has asked, and I just got off the phone with him, he's in pretty bad shape because he had oral surgery yesterday. Because he's the liaison, he wanted to participate. I don't have a problem taking a vote today, but in deference to him, he's asked that we wait because he wants to participate, and I said, can I call you? He's pretty groggy, he's pretty much out of it, so I don't think he's gonna have an issue with this, but in deference to him, I guess, even though we have potentially 2 people that can make the decision, I think he's gonna be in next week, so we can probably schedule this. You okay?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, we can handle the OpEx part, I think, on Tuesday at 3 o'clock, but it'll have to be a properly noticed meeting for the allocation of the KCFR funds.
Right.
Can it go on the next Fair Board update, which I believe is next week?
If you have not done the
Agenda?
agenda yet.
I sent her the items, but she said I had till noon, so could we amend that?
Yeah, you got 45 minutes, you wanna do that?
I would like to do that.
And when is it?
It's Tuesday after the OpEx, isn't it? You don't have my calendar?
I don't keep up with the fair meetings.
Everything.
When is it?
Okay, so the Fair Board is, so when is the OpEx meeting?
Oh, so they're both the
Okay.
same day, half hour apart.
Okay,
We can do that, right? Okay,
Okay.
Yeah.
so we're gonna do it at the OpEx?
so half of it,
Yeah,
item
that's right.
1, we'll do at OpEx
OpEx and
at
item
3:30,
2.
and then item 2 will be at the,
At the Fair Board meeting. So that's Wednesday?
Tuesday.
Tuesday, 3 and 3:30.
Yes.
Okay, so you need to go make a change.
I will go make that change.
Okay,
All right.
are we okay?
Thank you for hearing us.
Anyone else? Public comment?
Anyone on the phone line?
Hearing none, 11:16, meeting adjourned. Thank you.